guys, it's Dave from Real Life Football and welcome to today's Off the Crossbar video. And today is yet another look at the national squads. In today's video we are looking at Holland, Uruguay and Belgium. And I know I say Holland, it's the Netherlands to most nations, but I prefer to call them Holland. That's what I know them as a child. So yeah, we're going to have a look at those nation squads. Probably mention other stuff, I don't know. But we are going to look at that Dutch team, and we're starting with Virgil van Dijk. Virgil van Dijk, obviously Liverpool captain. Bit hit and miss this season, I've got to admit, but Liverpool's defence is a little bit hit and miss. But he's a great player. There's no doubt he deserves his place in the World Cup squad. We've got Danny Blind, he was at Manchester United, I think he's at Ajax. We've got Timber, who's at Ajax, was an interest of Man United during the summer transfer debacle. We've got Dumfries, who sounds like he should be from Scotland. Well, it's a place in Scotland, sorry. But yeah, Dumfries. We've got De Ligt of Juventus. Or is he at Barcelona now, De Ligt? I can't remember. He was at Juventus. Please let me know in the comment section below where he is right now. But yes, Matthias De Ligt. He could be at Barca, to be honest, thinking about it. Anyway, Gakpo is another player who has had massive interest, still has massive interest from Manchester United and various other European clubs. Memphis Depay, former Man United player. We've got Steven Bergwijn, former Tottenham player. And then Luke de Jong obviously caused all that stuff during the transfer window with Man United. Would he go? Would he stay at Barca? It was all over the place. But yes, Luke de Jong is definitely going to the World Cup. So there we go. I think Holland got a chance. Another dark horse. Just like Spain in yesterday's video. Very much feel that Holland are a dark horse again. Fun fact, still a nation that has never won the World Cup. And I'm mind blown with the players that they've had in their history. It's just so mental, so weird. But then I digress. We go on to our second nation today, and that is Uruguay. Uruguay is stacked full of fantastic players. I've picked out a few, as we've done with the rest. Do you think that the three South American teams in the World Cup are going to outshine probably most of the other nations? Obviously Brazil, Argentina, Uruguay being the three. But we have got a player who could be making his last appearance at the World Cup, and that is Godin. Godin has been around for a long time. I think that this is his last chance, his last gasp. As well as Luis Suarez, I think he is into his last World Cup as well. Obviously remembers him with Ghana several years ago, where he deliberately handled the ball, stopping a goal. So yeah, he still gets that bad boy rep for that. But we have got Valverde, big massive prospect from Real Madrid. Lots of people talking about him being a mega star, which I'm not surprised. Including the likes of my own community member, Dark Knight, who absolutely loves this guy. We've got Torres, we've got Gomez, and of course we've got that new Liverpool striker, Darwin Núñez. It's just the best thing ever. Obviously he's on form going into the World Cup after scoring 2 goals against Southampton in the last weekend of the Premier League. So he's going into the World Cup on fire. So he could have a blast. So he's certainly a name to look out for. Uruguay, obviously they've won the World Cup before. In fact, they won the very first World Cup. In fact, I think they won the very first 3 World Cups or 2 World Cups, whichever it was. It was in their own country, of course. And there was like only about 4 or 5 teams in the first ever World Cup. So yeah, they obviously had a chance. But yeah, Uruguay definitely one to look out for. Then my last dark horse. I kind of see England, Spain, Holland, possibly Germany as dark horses. But this is the one. This is the one. And I think we say this every tournament now, that Belgium are on the cusp. They have got some of the best world players at this moment in time. I mean, squad-wise, you look at the squad and you recognise a player for sure. And I've literally written down more players than any other list. So Belgian squad, we've got Courtois, obviously is the Real Madrid goalkeeper. Then we've got Elderwal and Vertonghen, both ex-Spurs defenders. Obviously, they're still around, which is amazing enough. We've got Kevin De Bruyne, obviously, nothing he can't do in that middle of the park. Excellent player. Eden Hazard, there's Torben Hazard, his brother, also involved in the setup. Witsel, Tillemans of Leicester. We've got Trossard, who's had a fantastic season at Brighton, so we can't ignore him. And then Romelu Lukaku. Obviously, he has had so many clubs, been all over the shop, but Lukaku has made this squad as well. So Belgium team is certainly one to keep an eye on, as well, obviously, Spain, Holland, England, Germany, in fact, all the European clubs, because to be quite honest with, they're dealing with heat, but they probably wouldn't normally deal with Spain. Would probably be okay, but I feel like Belgium, Holland, England, of course, would quietly struggle with the heat. But yeah, they are my final nations. I know there's a lot more we could have done. We could have touched on Tunisia. We could have touched on Saudi Arabia, Iran, Canada. We could have gone really into it, but really run out of time. And plus, I probably don't know as much about them nations or their squads as much as I'd want to. But yeah, I've just kind of gone with the big ones, the ones that I really feel that are going to have a fantastic time in Qatar. Or Qatar. I don't know how you pronounce that properly, so you do have to bear with me with that. Like most things, I don't. But yeah, that is my roundup for today. These are like my national squads. Tomorrow's video is actually predictions for the World Cup. So yeah, we're going to go into the predictions. So the predictions for the World Cup is going to be in tomorrow's video at 5 o'clock. So look forward to that. And I'll try and give you my final thoughts on who I am going to be sticking my money on for the World Cup. Thank you so much for joining. Join me actually in the live stream tonight for my predictions for the World Cup. And we can also talk through what you feel is going to go down into the World Cup of 2022. So look forward to that. Anyway, guys, I've been Dave in Real Life Football. You've been awesome. Until 5 o'clock tomorrow. Bye for now.